Hi everyone, how are you? Look at what I brought you today. This is a succulent, or these are succulents. I harvested some and put them in a flower, in a glass vase, and I thought I could share this with you. Okay, I have put them in different pots around the house, and I really enjoyed them. So today I decided to put them in a glass vase and put them in the house. See? Yeah, and these are very fun because again, they don't require a lot of things. So if you want to enjoy them, you just pick them up, put them in a glass vase. They can stay in the house for some time. But if you keep succulents in the house for too long, they need a lot of light. So I occasionally put them out and allow them to take in the light. And remember, I told you, if you keep it in without water for a long time, it turns its color. See the tips? They turn their color. So you're welcome. This is Dr. Esther Mbaabu again, and I'll keep these ones here for you to enjoy today. They are very interesting. Dr. Esther Mbaabu here again. Remember the other time when we talked about self-esteem and the importance of self-esteem, but we stopped at saying, why self-esteem? Why is it necessary for you to have self-esteem? And we discussed that, but we said, how then? How can I develop self-esteem if I realize I have struggles, I have issues with my self-esteem? How can I develop that? Because it's necessary. It's very important for you to have self-esteem, as we saw in the other video. So welcome once more. If you've not subscribed, please do, so that you can be getting alerts when I post anything, so that we can continue learning how to take care of ourselves and how to be sure that we are safe even as we take care of other people. How can I develop self-esteem? I want us to remember that developing self-esteem is not a one-touch thing. It takes time and it takes effort for you to develop that esteem that you require. It takes time and effort. Today I would like to share about 10 strategies, 10 strategies that can help you boost your self-esteem. And I believe if you do not have self-esteem, by the end of this lesson, by the end of this presentation, I believe you'll pick one or two things that will help you as a person to be able to develop self-esteem if you have got issues with that. Number one, practice self-compassion. Practice self-compassion. That means treat yourself with kindness and understanding, just like you treat a friend, with compassion and with understanding. Be mindful of your self-talk. Remember what you keep telling yourself. Replace your self-criticism, because some of us keep criticizing ourselves over and over again, and that makes us feel bad about ourselves and not value ourselves. So replace your self-criticism with self-encouragement and self-acceptance. That is one thing that you can do to develop self-esteem. Practice self-compassion. Yeah? Treat yourself with kindness. Treat yourself with understanding. Make sure that you do not always criticize yourself. Replace those self-criticisms with self-encouragement and self-acceptance. Number two, identify your strengths and celebrate them. What are your strengths? What are those things that you would consider or others consider strengths for you? Take note of your skills. What are your skills? What are your talents? What are your positive qualities? Okay? Those are some of the things you should be looking at and identifying them and being happy about them. Acknowledge your achievements, no matter how small they are. What are your achievements so far? What have you been able to achieve so far? Take note of that. However small they may seem to you, give yourself credit for your effort. Say, I tried, I have done this much. Imagine me. I have come all the way to the United States of America, and I am here. And I am making ends meet here. That's an achievement. I am here in Kenya, and the struggles that we have here in Kenya are enough. But I have achieved this much. This is, identify what it is and celebrate those things that you have achieved so far. And that will give you a feeling of self-confidence. Number 3, set realistic goals. Many times we set unrealistic goals for ourselves. We set unrealistic goals for ourselves, and so big a goal that you may not achieve it in the near future. What we would say here is that you need to break them into smaller achievable steps. You have a big goal in life, you want to achieve this much, but because you can't achieve it in a very short time, break that in achievable steps. And as you accomplish each one of the steps, please accomplish when you accomplish each one of the steps. Remember to appreciate that. Remember that will give you a feeling of self-competence and self-confidence. As you do that, celebrate your progress along the way. As you continue achieving whatever it is that you're achieving every time, please remember to celebrate that progress. I have done this. I want to get there. I am a student. I want to achieve maybe 50% in mathematics. Set those small goals and tell yourself, in every continuous assessment test, what am I going to get? I want to add maybe to the monthly continuous assessment test, I want to add 5 marks or 3 marks. Once you achieve that, because you are headed towards, if you had 30, you are headed towards 50, that would be 35, and that should be celebrated by you. What have I been able to achieve so far? I have been able to say no. Yeah? At least for once, I have been able to tell someone, no, you cannot do this to me. That is an achievement. Yeah? Set those small realistic goals. Tell yourself, from here on, I'll be able to say no to whoever it is that is making me feel unhappy. I can be able to say no to maybe the acts that I feel are an abuse to me, And once you're able to say that one time, then celebrate that along the way. Number 3, challenge your negative thoughts. What are those thoughts that are negative? Pay attention to them. And those self-defeating thoughts that may be undermining your self-esteem. What are those thoughts? Those are negative thoughts. What are those negative or self-defeating thoughts that always are entertained in your head? Replace them with more positive and more realistic thoughts. Do not always be, thinking negative about yourself. Replace those negative thoughts, those negative self-defeating negative thoughts with positive and realistic thoughts. Remember, nobody is perfect. Remember, you are also not perfect. And it is okay to be imperfect. It is okay to make mistakes. And it is okay to have imperfections. So that when you are not perfect, when you have not been able to say no to that person who abused you, or you have not been able to stand up and say, this is my right and this is what I need, to be done to me, then do not kill yourself. You're not perfect. Yeah, nobody is perfect. So challenge those negative thoughts that keep telling you, oh, you're supposed to be perfect and you're not perfect. You're supposed to have achieved this. You have not done that. Challenge those negative thoughts and pay attention to those self-defeating thoughts that may be undermining your self-esteem. Number 5, take care of yourself. We have done self-care. We have discussed what self-care is all about and the things that you need to engage in for self-care. So engage in those activities that we talked about that promote your physical and emotional well-being. For example, get enough sleep. We talked about that sometime in the other video. Eat nutritious meals. I am telling you, nobody will come to feed you. You will need to know how to eat nutritious meals. Exercise on a regular basis. Engage in activities that give you joy and relaxation. Do that. Engage in such activities that give you joy and relaxation. That is self-care. Take care of yourself in both your physical, your emotional, and your mental well-being. Number 6, surround yourself with positive influences, with those people who will always give you positive, influence. Seek supportive and positive relationships. And, there are people who are always negative, who always make you feel small, useless, So seek such relationships, and that can contribute to your self-esteem. Minimize time that you spend with those people who bring you down or who undermine your self-esteem. Look at the way you are. They will always have something negative to say about you. Please avoid such friendships or relationships. What would I say? We are the ones who take ourselves to those places. We are the ones who take ourselves to those people. So if you realize somebody is always making you feel useless, make you feel bad about yourself, avoid such company. Who said you must stay with them? You are the one who choose. Who is supposed to choose your friends, and who is supposed to choose the kind of people you hang around with. If somebody is always making you feel useless, why should you always take yourself to them? Avoid such. Practice assertiveness is number 7. Communicate your needs, your opinions, your boundaries in an assertive way and respectively, in a respectful way. Practice assertiveness. Talk about your needs. Talk about your opinions. Let people know what you're thinking about. Let them know. Let somebody, let your friends know what your opinion is. Do not always sit there and go for other people's opinions every time. You understand? Next, that, of course, when you do that, it will help you feel more control. It will make you feel that you are more in control, and it will increase your self-esteem. So, number 8 is learn new skills. Learn new skills. And by this I mean, it is important. It makes you feel better when you are able to learn a new skill, and that can boost you your sense of what? Your sense of competence and self-worth. As you learn new skills, as you learn new competences, it will make you feel like you're more worth. Take up a hobby, for example, enroll in a course, or explore areas that align with your passions. That way, as you explore those areas, that will help you to develop self-esteem. It will make you feel, I'm able to learn one skill. I can maybe play a chord in a guitar, or is it in a guitar or on a guitar? I can be able to do something, that I can be able to crochet. I can be able to maybe sing. I can be able to, learn a new skill. As I can be able to cook something, ugali, for example, those of us who are from Kenya, I can be able to cook ugali. I can be able to cook chapati, and soft ones, sio zile ngumu kama mawe, When you learn a new skill, that helps you to do what? That helps you to boost your self-confidence, because it will give you a sense of, self-worth and competence. Number 9, reflect on past successes. Have you been able to succeed in anything in the past? Okay? Reflect on that past success. Remind yourself of those accomplishments that you have already done. Yeah? You have been through enough challenges. Every one of us has had our own challenges. And you have overcome. You have overcome challenges along the way. Now, reflecting on them, thinking about them, reflecting on your resilience and past successes can also build your belief in your abilities. And when you believe in your abilities, that tells you your self-esteem is growing. Number 10, seek professional help. Seek professional help. If you're struggling with self-esteem issues or with self-esteem problems, kindly consider seeking support from a therapist or from a counselor, because we struggle with things that we don't even think are serious, but sometimes it becomes so hard for us to accept ourselves. For example, self-esteem. You don't think you are a person that is it's okay for you to be manhandled. It's okay for you to be mistreated. I mean, you are there just pitying yourself. What I suggest to us is, if you realize that you're struggling with self-esteem issues, please seek help from a therapist or from a counselor, because they can provide you with audience to talk about the issues that you're struggling with, and they will give you tools and techniques to be able to handle your self-esteem or your negative self-esteem. They will be able to work with you on the journey of self-esteem. Something to note as you work on your self-esteem: number 1, developing self-esteem is a gradual process. If you have been struggling with self-esteem, it may not clear in a day. You may not become you may not have positive self-confidence in a day. When you start the journey, it takes a while. So it is a gradual process. Number 2, it is important to be patient and kind to yourself along the way. Be patient. Do not think now that things are not going the way you think they should, then you should give up. Please be kind to yourself. Be patient with yourself. You will get there. You will get there with time as you work on your self-esteem. Number 3, celebrate your progress. Celebrate your progress, no matter how small steps you make. Please celebrate. I have been able to do this today. Yay! Celebrate them. Realize that nobody is going to do that for you. No one is going to clap for you. Do like the lizard when it falls from the roof and it hits the ground, and the lizard thinks, "Woohoo! I am dead," and then it realizes, "Oh, I didn't die," and they clap for themselves. They just hit the ground. Pa, 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 pa. Clap for yourself when you have done something, and when your self-esteem, even if it is a small progress that you're making, please celebrate that. Remember, your worth is not defined by external validation. Your worth is not defined by external validation, but by your own inherent value as a person. What value do you place on yourself? Even if 1,000 people came telling you, "Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, you're so lovely. Oh, you are able to do this and the other," that one will not become, okay, it may contribute, yes, but please remember, that self-esteem is not defined by external validation. It comes from within the inherent value that you have for yourself as a person. And with that, I believe I have said more than I think I should say. This is not all. There is a lot more that we can learn about self-esteem. Please continue looking for more. Read, try out whatever we have shared today. And I believe we are going to build self-esteem. We will not live in abusive relationships because we value ourselves, and we now know how we can develop self-esteem. Those are some of the tips that we can use. And next time, we said even self-confidence is important as we walk the journey of not allowing anyone to look down on us. Maybe we will discuss about that in future. Do not let anyone look down on you. Okay? Now, we will work on self-confidence in the next video. And please allow me to say thank you very, very much for joining me. Thank you for finding time to watch this. Please share the videos that we are discussing here. Share the content that we are discussing here with people that you know are struggling with self-esteem issues, with self-confidence issues, with abuse in their relationships. Share so that all of us can live in a free and happy environment. Thank you so much for joining me. Please join me as we share about self-confidence in the next video, and subscribe if you have not, so that you can be notified when I post something new. Please remember that I value you as my fans. I value every comment that you give to me. I value every feedback that you give to me. And God bless you so much for being such a wonderful audience for me. God bless you.